Good morning, my neighbors. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of BYTTT. I'm actually probably gonna have to tweak this chair a little bit to kind of like, that's a little too much. Let's get that fixed and get the back up. That's a little bit better. Good morning. I had to change my chair. Something happened with it. But good morning. Welcome to another episode of BYTTT. Bringing you as much gems as possible. That's always been my goal. And we are going to go straight to the chart because there's a lot that happened, especially with yesterday. I knew Nvidia's earnings was going to do something extreme, but it did a little bit more than I expected. So we're going to go ahead and pull the chart up. Let's go ahead and get that going. So you can kind of see here with the Nvidia earnings that there was a little bit of recovery after a massive drop off. So if we look at the chart here, this is NQ, which is driven a lot by Nvidia. We kind of looked at the chart in itself. You can kind of see, look at this massive drop throughout the day, and then we really spiked to the downside when the new day opened up a little bit later that day. So what does this kind of tell us? This kind of tells us that we're still in the downtrend. We're going to need some massive movement to the upside when it comes down to it for this to really pick up. I I would say, and I'll probably give you a little bit of a challenge to this. I would say don't get too bullish yet, right? This upside was driven a lot with the Asian and the London session. And you remember I kind of told y'all the detachment between the London and or the British pound, I should say, and the market as a whole. So if we're getting a little bit of a detachment there, then we could be going through something or somewhat of a challenge um, coming into getting back above that order block. I still have my order blocks and my levels plotted out. We didn't do too well, but the target was relatively hit. Oh, let me make sure. I think the target was hit. I said, well, it did hit. I said 465, but the 471 did hit, which we got to like 468 and some change. But that 465 would have looked really good on that drop if you sold it at its peak. But yeah, it did its job. So another good positioning, especially going with the orb, to kind of give you a little bit of a sense of direction. So let's go ahead and get deep into it. We got ourselves the oil inventory came in. After that, we kind of did a nice little recovery. I do think that this death cross is going to hold a little bit longer, so I'm very curious, are they going to go ahead and recapture the 50 EMA? If we stay under the 50 EMA on the daily, we're probably going to be coming down. Here's gold. Gold, again, it's not looking super strong. Probably going to do more consolidation here, but I would love to see if they can address this concern. Again, I do think, bold statement, maybe by the end of 2024, we're going to see gold at 2400. All right, just a bold statement. Not saying for you to invest in that, but I'm very curious on how they're going to hold that up. Again, here's silver, massive move, nice bounce. We gapped up after that bounce. So what target are they looking for over here? So I'm gonna just draw a trend line here, so that way when we come back here on Tuesday, we can find out how this fared when it's all said and done. All right, and then here's our British pound. British pound is, it seems like now it's catching up to the market. But wait, we just saw NQ. NQ is going up. Is the British pound a delay and it's kind of letting us know what's going to happen? Maybe, we'll see. All right, so here is ES. ES, like I said, it looks very attached to NQ right now. If we look at the charts, you got bearish, strong candle, bullish, but it's making lower highs and lower lows with these two candles here. And then if we do here, it's exactly the same. But they did fill some of their gap. I will not be surprised. And again, this is two prong attack. I got to look at. I'm not a bull. I am not a bear. I am a trader. I'm going to take the opportunities that's presented in front of me, and the investors can go ahead and be bullish and bearish. I do not care what the market does. Right? It looks like a bull flag breakout. Right? All it's missing is the breakout. But we do have this center pivot right here that could be a general M pattern if we never make any higher highs. So if we're looking at it in the most objective perspective in itself, I can see this thing be more of a downward trend like this with an upward trend like this, and we're just wedging price action against it. That's what we're doing. That's the general premise of what the market is doing, and you do not want to get caught in the wash. All right, so just take that information and be smart with it. All right, here is the Russell. The Russell came to the order block, bang, sat right there, bang, and it looks like it's bouncing right off of it. I do not trade the Russell as much. I chart as I chart. So if you trade the Russell, then you kind of saw this. If you plotted these same levels here, then this would have really helped you when it's all said and done. So that said, if you're in the Russells to the upside, I think you should be happy. If we do not recapture this wick or even take out a lot of this information here and really get through that bearish momentum that drove us down the past 3 days, you're looking at a uptrend breakdown that's going to probably pull down the market in itself. So just keep an eye on that, and we'll see how September opens up. And then we got ourselves the dollar, right? Here's our order block, and they're doing everything in their effort to not go below the order block. And I did put a wider order block than I did before, and I just wanted to kind of see how the market was going to react. Not saying that this is going to turn super bullish, but we do have a histogram divergence that's here. We do have momentum that's kicking off right here, which is a divergence on the stochastic. So we got a lot of good content for us to think that it's going to the upside. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to announce to my community that I am online. Also wrapped up on getting everything set up. I did not do that. Let me go get that. Boom. Studio, where are you, studio? Boom. And just get this out the way. Oh, thank you everybody. I just got an announcement. I have hit 3,000 views. I would not be there if it wasn't for subscribers like you. I want to say thank you, and a double thank you. All right, so that's that. Let's get the shareable link. All right, so I'm growing. That's what I like to hear, is that I'm continuously growing. We live post. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Damn trade. Okay, it's just in Trader Talk. Boom. We live. All right. So yeah, the dollar where it is. I love what it's doing right now. So let's see if we can get ourselves a very solid bounce there. We got ourselves 3 minutes into the market opens. Let's go over to NQ real quick, get ourselves set up. I have everything kind of set up here. This is what we were dealing with yesterday. And how can I explain this? Best way to explain this is, I'm trying to think how. Okay, so we had our 15-minute order, right? We did have that, right? And if we zoom in really close, you could kind of see that price action attempted to go back into here. We did kind of play a little bit to the downside. They kind of came back up, and then we kind of seen what was happening. When I saw this trend line here, this was what I left y'all with this in a way, right? I didn't trust this. I felt like this was just a test sweep to get us back up here. But we kind of made lower highs on this 5-minute, which kind of was the reason why I end up shorting this. We had a hammer that was here, so we had to recapture that wick. That did not happen, and we just had strong liquidation this way. And the break of here is what really made me get very bearish. So I did play this down, and the peak of my, and I only did it in futures. I should have did it in options, but you know, you win some, you lose some, right? So this was how much ticks. I did it in MNQ because I told myself I'm gonna slow down a little bit, but this is what it panned out to: about 751 ticks and about 375 here. Oh, that's interesting. It doesn't show that this is TradeOvate, which just sucks. You know what? I like to give receipts, so that's fine. We got some time. Let me go grab that. So, kind of had a blooper with this consolidation that happened. That's why I was a little frustrated coming into Tuesday. That consolidation was a little violent. There goes the alert letting us know market's open. And I had to go ahead and do my evaluation over, which sucks so bad, but it's part of the game when it's all said and done. I think this is just yesterday. All right, yep, this is it. Let me grab that. Actually, you know what? I love the PDF version of this thing because the PDF version. You know what? Whatever. Let me just do it like this. And can I hide? I want to hide my data to a certain degree. Okay, we'll do it like this. Okay. I'm gonna have to do a snippet. Bear with me. Let me grab a snippet. You should snippet. Alright, here we go. Grab that. So this is what happened yesterday. Right? So basically gross profit was that. After fees 36, so profitable trades was about 57%. I would say if you're over 50%, that is a win-win. Kind of took a few scalps, kind of got beat up a little bit, but I knew where it was headed. That was that early morning part of it, and then I pretty much spent a whole hour down, and it got as high as like 7 some change. But I was looking for the bigger move, so I let a little room. So I did kind of, risk about a couple $100 to see if it can give me a little bit deeper. So I'm not upset about it, but there was a target I was looking for, and they were getting very close to it. So I kind of shot my shot, and it is what it is. So as we wait for this, I just wanted to go ahead and also announce this date set for September. New camp is going to be released, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. This camp is almost over. Good information. We got to take a good chunk of that downside based on those moves, and also the NQ'd up. If you're on my YouTube and you follow me, I did post my NQ'd up setup on how it is done. So if you have not followed me, go ahead and do that now. All right, market's open. Let's go ahead and look at this as a whole. Are they really trying to get through that block? Well, we did accumulate quite a bit of momentum here, right? Gap down. If you stayed in it after we finished the gap, which is roughly here with a nice little pullback, it kind of continued on that upside. I know the market wants to be bullish. I know that that's the case. Let's come over to NVIDIA on a daily and look at the MACD and everything else. Here's NVIDIA. Right, we are in a bullish state. Don't that chart look very similar? But here's what I kind of think, right? NVIDIA beat earnings. NVIDIA found an extra $1 billion, which is 4%, right? Overall, the market is very heated, right? And if we look at this level, this peak here is not higher than this peak, and this peak here is just barely higher than that one. So I'm thinking that our divergence here is what drove us here, and then we kind of building this more like a MACD divergence that's happening right now. Can they make this stochastic turn all the way back up and then drag QQQ up across the finish line to try to see if we can get some higher highs? Very possible, but right now the video kind of looks like this. I would say temporary motions a little bit. We just had jobs report. I think it was at 8:30. Let me go see what the jobs report was to kind of get a little bit of a sense of that. I meant to put an NQ here. Let's look at that. I did not play the jobs report. I try to avoid news sometimes. We had jobs report. We had GDP. GDP is bullish for the dollar. Initial jobless claims bullish for the dollar. A lot of this stuff is bullish for the dollar, other than balance of trade, which balance of trade is kind of a laggard a little bit. So I would not be surprised if that catches up. Um, PCE, corporate profits. Yeah, so this is going to be very interesting because of this balance of trade. That's probably going to be the one that gives us that mosh pit of a move. But everything is very bullish for the dollar. Let's see what the dollar is doing with this market open. Still very bullish. The market just has not, you know, capitulated back down, and it could be a level that they're looking for. So just keep an eye out on this downward trend as a whole and see what they do with it. Looks like NQ is trying to break through theirs. Let's see if that happens. Looking strong. Well, we got 5 minutes in. All right, so let's go ahead and start plotting out our level. So far, 5 minute in, we got ourselves here, and in our red, which would be our bearish side. Come on, get there. There we go. Our bearish side would be down here. We got bullish here, bearish there. We're back above the order block on NQ, and that probably helps NVIDIA try to refill their gap. Very powerful move, very powerful move. Actually, yeah, I could leave this in paper trade. Let me go get my other chart. Where did I put you? Driver basic. Alright, I don't need that right now. So let's talk levels. Let's talk levels. If Qs start to really take off, which technically we're gapping up on the Qs right now, kind of give you a little bit of sense on where we are. But we bounced off the 50 daily EMA on the QQQs. So on a bullish side, very tough. I would say 480, 482 again. That's probably what we're going to be aiming for. On the bearish side, there's a little bit of a gap left at that 465 level that I've been looking for. So could we be going back up here just so we can make a massive move back to that 465? Very possible. Very, very, very possible. So we'll see what happens there. So let's go ahead. Oh, I didn't even log myself in, did I? Nope. I did everything else other than that. So let me go ahead and get myself set up. Boom. Probably need to start set up at 9 o'clock. Just so I can be ahead of the curve. Versus setting up at 9:10. Oh, we're gonna talk about pizza later. Because pizza's getting his butt whipped in the short term. Alright, boom, 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 boom. Let's go get my other one. Alright, and that is set up right. So now that I have that set up, it will allow me to have my P&L chart show up like this when I'm ready. There we go. So we'll get there. Alright. What are we doing now? Alright, so we got a little bit higher. I'm going to leave that order block because I'm very curious on how they respond inside of that order block. Ourselves a few minutes, so let's go ahead and check out some tickers. Let's go to my red list. I have not looked at my red list in a little bit. Oh, look at you, Costco. I knew you were going to try to get back to that 900. I knew you was. Nice little push down. Really, really missed the boat on this one. Like I said, I was talking to one. Bucky's a big Costco fan. Nice little breakout here, and I was like, I kind of messed up. I should have got in roughly around here before it broke out. I'll wait for a pullback. The pullback didn't happen until here, and I thought about it, and I did not take it. And I was like, what if it comes all the way back to here? And you can kind of see Costco is just really doing well. Pizza, sit on top of a block. I'm trying to see if this block holds. They're trying to downtrend it right now. We got 1, 2, 3. There's gonna be one. Planet Fitness just rises up. Got a little bit of a pullback. Probably could get some more. Dell is going into what would be my consideration of my bump and run. So this thing could probably rip to that upside, but I'm tempering myself a little bit because I don't trust it because it's tech. I'm not trusting tech right now. HCA almost got to 400, and Pan W, this thing became a monster right after that CrowdStrike drop off in that August base. Very monstrous. So we probably just making a very long wiki type of setup here. Yeah, gotta recapture that soon before all the bulls get out of there and they run thinking like they're the ones that's gonna be holding the bag. Don't want that. None of us ever want that. All right, let's go back over here. Let's check it out. All right, so we're still standing inside of here. Let's go check out oil. Ooh, bang, bang. Nice push, oil. I see you. Kind of have that double bottom type of action. Break across, changes character. And we're starting to really rip. See what happens with that. Maybe get a nice little rejection here. Gold. Gold looks good. It's trying to recapture that wick. If it can, then they could try to recapture that wick. Those are the two strong points where they're trying to sell off gold. That 550 area, you pretty much could block out this area as a whole. It's probably not a good time to get in there now because this whole entire thing is probably a one big old order block. Something like that. So maybe I'll break above here, have some strength, and then kind of continue up. That'd probably be the best way. All right, let's come back over to NQ. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I have not checked out on natural gas in a while. I took it out. Contract expiration came in, nice little bounce, and look what block we stopped at. Boom. They're probably going to use this contract expiration to finally take it down and really get into that level down here and retest. But we'll see what happens there. But it looks like natural gas got a nice little gap up there. So, interesting spot. Let's see if they can fill this gap. That'd be cool. All right, back over here. Oh, did they get the liquidity that they were looking for? Maybe. So what did I say? I said 465 puts. Let's go ahead and log into today. Let's get these things set up so that way when you're prepared, you're ready. This one. Oh, I didn't save it. Hold on. Get back to that. Alright. Okay, this. Alright. Market. Yeah. Save. Okay. Well, then that means you are going to have to be here. They're trying to push it back up. You can see that, right? Like it's almost like they're fighting this battle as a whole, trying to make it make sense for them so that way they can see. But if we look at this with the MACD is really pushing to that upside, and with that push to the upside, it's probably the catalyst that's trying to hold it up. Trying to stay above, yeah, probably that 19,550 is the dance that they're really trying to hold. If 19,550 fails, probably key psychological level to really, really, really dump this down. I would love to kind of play it from this downside now, but again, we are playing the orb, and if we're playing the orb, we're going to follow the rules and not try to make something out of nothing. All right. So this line is in here because it was a key level of support. I think this was the area I kind of broke out of on yesterday, so I'm gonna just keep it there to kind of see how the market responds to it. All right, that one failed. Let's see if there's any news at 10 o'clock that can kind of trip us up. Pending home sales, mortgage rates, 7-year notes. Not really trip us up, but could be a factor. Could be a strong factor. We'll see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and look at our 5 minute as a whole. That stochastic is pointing down, but we need to close down here below. If you want to go ahead and play inside of the range, by all means you can. It's fine. But right now, I'm looking for this bad boy to just really liquidate. They're trying to take out the bears now. And it's probably driven, especially with the fact that NVIDIA, NVDA, whatever you want to go. It could be the fact that this one left a gap to this here, but if we go down to the 1 hour, we could kind of see that the gap from the previous day technically filled, right? So this is all post-market action. Could these bears really put some pressure and really hold it down? So I feel like it's a little bit of a trap, especially how we kind of spiked up and bounce back right back down. I know I'm whispering like it's a secret. My bad. But yeah, I just don't see it as a whole, especially with the daily looking the way it is. It's just the impact of a daily state of being bullish is probably what's attracting more bulls here. So it could be very dangerous trying to play the upside here. All right, let's get back over here at 5 minute here. So this bullish fair value gap did get tested. We did close inside of it, and it just kind of reversed itself. So maybe they'll just hold it down and just really take off to that upside. Maybe there's a target above this area that they really want. Maybe that fair value gap with a 5 minute. That's probably what they take. Or does it hold? We'll see. We'll see. Let's go over my green list. Let's go to green list. Green list is a couple things that I think they're just not ready. Like UNH, for example. I needed to pull back. Looks like it's pulling back. Looks good. Meta. Meta, I think this is really an M pattern. Not saying that they're a badly ran company, but I think that recovery that we have was a shot over the bow, letting us know that it could be very bearish. Microsoft recovery of what happened with CrowdStrike is probably part of this whole entire thing. So I think this is really going to be a tough level to get through because I don't think it's just general investment. I think it's just some liquidation of some puts. And there goes Starbucks. This is, you are who I thought you were, right? Kind of get a little bit of liquidation of some current bulls that probably came in. This could be the first shot. Let me see. Oh, let me move that to my red list. Yeah, this could be the first shot of this horn type pullback because this week, oof. Ooh, keep an eye on Starbucks. All right, let's get back over to NQ before we get really deep in the weeds. All right, there is our NQ. There is our 5 minute. There is our, ooh, they're breaking it back out. Getting back above that 618. All right, get a 5 minute close. I'm going to go super light leverage on this. I did not target anything above that side. And here's a couple things, right? Nvidia's earnings was it met their earnings. Not saying they did anything wrong. I'm just curious: is the market ready to take profits or not? And if they are, then we're going to do more downside. If they're not, we're probably going to pop to the upside and take out all those bears that really push this down and probably spike up. And this could be the beginning of that. So we got like 12 seconds here. Driver basic, driver basic, driver basic. Boom. Basic. Oh, I never logged in. What is wrong with me? Oh, because I am logged in somewhere else. Where am I logged in at? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, look at that. They broke it above the high, and look at that liquidation. Oh, jeez, that was a little deeper down. And I was gonna say I was gonna get a light position and just hit. This thing dropped down 30 points. Oh man, that is violent. Did they hit their target? Did they get what they're looking for? They're gonna sweep this down. I almost want to just go ahead and play this to the downside. That's a deep liquidation. 41 points. Probably get ourselves a continuation here to the down. Oh, they got them. That plays the upside of the opening range. Oh man, that is so wrong. And that's why I said I was going to get a light position. I was giving it a few seconds, but I did. I thought we were just going to consolidate as they wasn't going to try to liquidate them like that. Ugh. I'm going to look for a break below 540. If we get a break below 540, maybe we'll get some type of interesting action. Let me go fix something on my chart because I gotta go ahead and redo this level here. Where are you? Okay. Here's our 0. So what they're trying to do, I think they got a good chunk of it. Okay, that's why I got it backwards. That's that one there, and that's that one right there. So I think we got ourselves a good chunk of it. Oh, hold on, I'm doing that wrong. Wrong price action. From here. To here, that take care of that day. So I think they got a good chunk of what they were looking for. Oh, that's not it. This. And that 507. You know what? Let's see if we can break 507. Because 507 is probably what they're looking for. Because the Bears just stepped in and they came in. They came in hard. They came in really, really hard. I think they're gonna go right back through the range. Let's see what happens. So 507 is the target. Yep. And on the 1 minute, it looks like we put it in like an M pattern. So if we can get ourselves a nice little break, yeah, I think that 540 level. 540 level is what they're probably looking for them to play that downside. Woo! If you want to play inside of a range, this was a good range to get into. That was a 40 points. Talking about liquidation. So kind of break that down. 40 points is about 160 ticks, right? So you're talking about $500 for every 100 ticks. So you're talking about about $1,000 in liquidation. Maybe a little over, yeah, about a little less than 1,000. That's deep per contract. So depending on the person's leverage, they're upset. All right, let me fix this little 45-minute. Ooh. Okay. 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 I think we might go down some more. Oh man, I got the hiccups. What is going on? Give me 1 second. Let me grab myself something to drink real quick. Okay. I am super surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am super surprised on that liquidation. So I guess that's what made me kind of hiccup the way I did. I'm not trusting it. I am not trusting it. At least not yet. Because you saw how violent they just went ahead and liquidated everybody. I'm thinking the moment, based on what I'm seeing here, the moment this, oh, it's put in there too. The moment this 5 minute starts to trend down, and this one didn't make a lower low, so they probably just got out the way. That's the moment that this thing just pours out and probably come right back into this. I didn't expect no 40-point liquidation and then pick back up. All right, so we got the fair value gap that was in that 5 minute. There is a fair value gap over there. Look at that. You see what I mean? See what I mean? There is a fair value gap over here, but they got to recapture this wick at 657, and it looks like we got rejected at 650. Why are you doing that? Oh, and that's another thing. Let me pull the M and Q here because I'm doing micros for right now. And trying to build this continuation up. Look at that. I think 650 is the end all be all. And then after that is right before 700. Guaranteed 700 is going to be tough. Look at that. 1, 2, 3 peaks here. Where this one did a massive peak down. That was 5 a.m. That was yesterday's. This was Tuesday's. So this is a tough area that they are sitting with some sellers at. We do have a close above, maybe. The rules are the rules. So we're probably gonna play it on the upside. I might not play it on the option side because I'm doubting this a little bit. Look at that. Look at that wick. Look at that wick. They're building something, and I'm not sure what they're trying to build. Let's get out of the way. So right now, it's just sit on your hands. Don't do nothing reckless. There's no purpose of you trying to dive into the market and then get yourself liquidated. Be smart. Be smart. Another push up. I will play the push up if I can see a nice little base of support on this next 5 minute candle. Because I think there's going to be an attempt to try to make a higher high here. Oh, I guess I shouldn't got it right at the close. I said an attempt. That's more than an attempt. That is a volley. Maybe they are going to get this with this order block. Maybe. All right, let's go light position right now. I think they're going to look for the 700 level. Oh, that was not what I was looking for. Almost got to my stop loss. Oh, they got to my stop loss just there. There we go. All right, cool, cool. They're looking for liquidity. That's why I went light. So light. I'm talking about super light. MNQ one contract. That is like no lighter than that. Like a slice of the pie. I don't know. I feel like you're built on stilts. I was gonna see if we could get through that order block and that momentum hit it so hard that it was gonna go ahead and reject that thing real hard. I mean, break through it with some steam. But that is our break, right? Liquidation. They broke right back through. I've thought about this theory that if it broke above, finds a support with a higher low, I'm gonna back test that before, then take the break of the momentum from the peak, because it's like they just reestablished and just scooped it up. But still an idea. I'm actually gonna write that down because I said I was gonna do that. Probably gonna have to back test that. See how that goes. For highs on the orb. Yeah, see if that actually pans out. Oh, no, oh. Even deeper liquidation. Oh man. And that's why I went super light, because I did not believe it at all. I did not believe this at all. Look at that one. Come on, baby. Give me one more spike up there. One more spike up there. I think the Bulls are going to give it another attempt. But that's a sweep right there. To kind of give you an idea, plus minus, depending on what position you're in, you had an opportunity to 278 ticks. My stop was roughly about 55 to 60. Just depends on how it is as I get into my scalability. And that was just wrong. They got them boys. And it looks like we're about to go through the orb again. So what I was looking for is that in about another 5 minutes or so, we're going to get one more attempt to that upside. But this liquidation here looks like they're taking a lot of their profits off the table. And whatever order block that we kind of created right here is the one that kind of created this monster here. So we're talking about 500 level when they broke through here. This was not the news, this was just the open. That's the one that's holding this up to get back up there. So could this whole entire move here be what they're looking for when we kind of broke out maybe here? Just in theory. Looking for a higher low here, and if we get a higher low, maybe we could play the orb down into the downside. I don't like to play inside of ranges, but I might position myself with something light. I'm going to the downside. Go ahead, try to recapture the wick. I know you're gonna want to. Let's see if Nvidia filled that gap. Maybe that's the reason that happened. Nope. Oh, got close, but nope, not at all. Ah, come on. I wanted you to consolidate before you did that. This thing might go down. So what I'm thinking is, now that we are here, I am not going to play that. I really want to play to the downside like right now, but that is not part of the orb rule. The orb that I did play, which was the break above, and since we had some momentum, I tried to catch it back to that upside, and you can see the orb is failing for the upside, so we may just run right through it. Even with this bounce here, I would look for this bounce to try to recapture this area here if they had the momentum. I don't think so. I think that's a tough order block right before you get to that 700. I think the target is the 700 level, but there is some sellers that are sitting right before it. Probably some lingering orders, probably some positions, probably just general reversal point. Maybe it might be our pivot. Who knows? But right now, it just looks very, 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 very tempting to play it to that downside. And these contracts has been rendered almost worthless. But it's tempting. It is really tempting. So we'll see what happens here. But it looks like we got ourselves a higher low. And I am thinking about playing it down. I might play it down. I'm going to wait for the 5 minutes to close to confirm that this is possibly our higher low. We got about 2 minutes here. Let's go see what's happening over at gold. We got oil still pushing, still trucking, looks strong. We got gold slowly. Oh, they did recapture that wick though, and they got rejected right at the fair value gap. So let's see if they can catch some support here. Silver is almost done filling their gap. They got quite a bit to get to. And then British pound still dumping. Market's not following suit. Natural gas, but we're gonna put ES over here. ES looks like it probably got the rest of its gap. Nope, it didn't. It's still kind of playing that dance. Let's see what happens there. Russell, nice bounce off the block, and then the dollar is still powering up. Let's see if it rejects there. All right, here we are, 5 minute. got 51 seconds. I don't think they got enough steam to go recapture this here. So probably I am going to look for something to that downside. Probably. Ugh, that's gonna be a deep stop loss though. And they keep on pushing this thing down. I'm just waiting for candle close to be completely confirmed. Oh, they just taking all my opportunities away. But we're back inside of the orb. This is so painful to watch, to wait for the candle close, but I gotta be disciplined. All right, pull back. All right, give me a sense that you're going to reverse at any point. I'm thinking the stop loss is going to be roughly around these areas here, which is pretty crazy, right? But I am looking for weakness. As they see, they try to get back above the orb. That's probably going to be the first set of weakness there. I'm going down. I'm going to go down. Let's see if it gives me what I'm looking for. Again, this is inside of a range, which I do not like, but it just looks way too tempting. Now that the 5 minute, I'm just seeing if this 5 minute can make a lower low. If this 5 minute can, then we'll probably have some more downside to it. There we go. Looks like they're trying. I know we're sitting right on top of an order block. I know y'all probably like, JD, what are you doing? But I'm curious about it. Keeps flirting, keeps flirting. So I am about a 31 tick stop loss, give or take, at this point. See if we can give another leg lower. Order block's gonna be tough. We're probably gonna have to build something that wedges it down against it. So this might pop back up again. Yep, there you go. Pop back up. Oh, it shot past my stop. Oh, you jerks. You jerks. So yeah, because of this order block, this is yesterday's order block. I still think there is more downside. I just think right now they're sweeping for liquidity, get it wedged into here. So, and this is why I don't like ranges. This is why I don't like ranges. Went super light on that. Let's see. I am down $80. Down $80. That's why I don't like ranges. All right, boom. They took out that 5 minute fair value gap. Let's see what the 1 hour is doing now. Here's our 1 hour. Oh, they're trying to go through the zero line here. It's probably the reason why we're doing this dance now. They want that 1 hour fair value gap to hold. Very possible. Very possible. But I am sitting on, there is a possibility this thing can go right on back down. Grabbing that. Grabbing that. And that is my alert letting me know that they just took out some major support for upside. Oh, did you just hit it again? Almost, you got close. Oh, there we go, and there we go. Okay, I think my trading view connection has frozen, which is going to be very jerkish. And come on, where's my connection? There we go. Now it finally shows me what level I'm in. Okay, we're we're getting delays again on Trading Vate and Trading View. Look at that. I just closed it out and it still didn't close me. Okay. You jerks. Maybe that's why we're freezing. I've noticed that recently. If it's a key level that probably brings a lot of attention, that this thing freezes a little bit more frequent than I am comfortable with. And I might have to go to the TradeRate app. So it was like data delay or something along the lines of that. But we're back under that orb. We couldn't make a higher high. It's an inside bar, so it can be a reversal. So that's why I was trying to like stop myself out a little bit in profit, but this thing delayed a little bit. Look at that, grabbing liquidity again. Gonna give it one last shot on this downside. Again, that's why I haven't taken an option contract. This is choppy. I probably would take it if we get under here and do break that orb to the downside. That's when I'll probably take an option contract to the downside. This upside volume is so weak for the most part. I'm seeing some imbalances happening, and it's almost like they're toying with it to try to get it down there. If we could get one explosion down, and that's the base of the block, take out the low of this 5 minute. There we go. Boom. Take that. All right. I am now positive $57. Let's go. I was down another $100 or so. Boom. That was the nice explosion. Let's go. Now let's if we can get onto the bottom of the orb with this momentum, that would be great. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. But a lot can happen here, so they're going to try to liquidate folks. Let's see if we can hold that down and really put some pressure. I got like about 73 ticks or so on this. I'm trying to hold it for the full 5 minutes, but they're really trying to beat this up. I probably close this runner if this thing tries to tempt me, and a baseline of like, I don't know, -5 ticks maybe. I don't know. I think we're gonna get another leg lower. I just gotta like really blast. There we go. Boom, boom, and that is 169 ticks. This is. Oop, didn't want to show that. Not like that. Oh, it didn't show anything bad. Okay, didn't want to show that. 217 ticks. There you go, right there. Now this is that support area that can be very tricky. That was yesterday's support. I'm looking for possibly holding this down. If this thing gets to about, I had 200. If it gets to like 125 or 115, I'll just cut it. I think we're gonna blast right through it, but I have to keep the stop loss a little wider than I want to. But I want the bottom of this orb. That's what I really want. on, baby. Come on, hold the door. Hold that door. Don't you let them trick you out these streets. Dump. Don't let that support scare you. There is no bulls around here. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna take my 121. It is what it is. So I had about 207. I was willing to risk like 80, 90 bucks of it, give or take. Not bucks. I was only one, so that's like 40, 45 bucks. I was willing to risk like about 45 bucks to see if it was gonna pan out. I went from being negative 200 to now positive 84 bucks. Winning. On this one, my goal is for me to try to generate about $500. So I just need a couple more good trades like this. But we'll see. I played what I wanted to play. I'm not going to play another one inside of here because, again, this thing can reverse back to the upside anywhere it wants because we're inside of the orb range. So I'm looking for maybe a break below this level here at 532. And if we break below that 532, we could probably head into that. But that was a nice little target for us to kind of like try to see if we could just target it and then took all of our money at that point. But no, I'm looking for the bigger move. I think this thing is going to dump, which I think I have a target like 500. See, I tried to hold on that whole 5 minutes. You see this? A whole 5 minutes, but I would have to give up all of this fair value gap in there, and I was not willing to do that. Maybe you are. Maybe you are, but that's okay. Everybody has their own trading plan. Trade your plan, not your money. Do not get that FOMO. MACD's cross down, stochastics point down. Let's see if the momentum kicks in and gets through 532 and makes a lower low, because that is the edge of our fair value gap that's right here. It's funny, like if you look at this, this is a line I drew from yesterday as we blew past here. They used that support, springboarded up to this level, and now we hit the stop right at this level. This is the same level that we talked that was giving us a lot of trouble here on this pivot here that created that uptrend into this downside. So I kept that line there just in case we revisited, and we did, and we're having tough time here again. So I think this is where I call it the marketplace. This is where all the bears are meeting the bulls, and they're saying bull side, bear side, and they're arguing. You don't want to be inside of that wash. You don't. That's how you can get really, really chopped up. Oh, there we go. Is it going to break it? Oh, did not make a lower low there. Did not do it. Almost. Almost. So a lot of old levels speak volumes on what brokers are probably have still on their chart. So I kind of picture charts like lines and levels is where everybody is marked as a summation is doing it, and you might have, if we took like a whole entire overlay of everybody's lines and their levels, it's probably like a line that's here because they got a different angle, or this here, and then they got a line here, and then here, and then here, right? Something along the lines of that. And that's the area that everybody's interested in, and then they put their stop loss right below it, and then you get these bounces. That's how I kind of see it in my head. So whenever I see a level with just one line, I kind of see it as a box overall, and only thing that can prove me wrong is if it makes a lower low towards that. So that's how I kind of piece together the market. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, the bell button. That way you can know when I'm back online. I do trading Tuesday through Thursday, 9:15 to 10:15 roughly. I kind of spilled over because there was a nice little opportunity and I wanted to point that out to y'all. If you feel like you're having a little bit of challenge in in your training and you know, not saying you want any hand holding, but you want some type of support to do better, go ahead and just shoot a nice little DM. My link tree is there, and you could go ahead and let me know. I still have my one-on-one coaching to the end of August. It's going to be done. This is the last time I'm doing it for 2024. Free one-on-one coaching. That's inside of my link tree as well. If you want to go ahead and join on the September camp, link is there. It says August, but you know, just go to the cart. I'm gonna switch that up and give the September information. But generally speaking, I look forward to working with you, even if it's for free on YouTube, just like this. By all means, that's okay too. So I appreciate y'all taking the time, and I bid you farewell. Don't forget, Mindset is on Saturday. If you don't have the link, let me know as well, and I'll shoot you over the link. I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you Saturday, Trading Floor Tuesday. Have a great day.